Hey guys, it's Mitch. How's it going? We got a bit of a special page for you today. We're getting into the flexing in earnest. There we go. That's the word. This is page 7 of issue 4 of Blood Force. This is where things get full on ridiculous. So just before we get into it, if you enjoy the channel, if you feel like you might want to help out a little bit, go subscribe to my Patreon. Links are in the description. Okay, so yeah, we've had our fight with Knife. Between Knife and Hawkstab, which Hawkstab was able to handle rather easily. Knife isn't much of an opponent. This, though, is Gunshow, who is a little different. At least for this fight. I mean, I don't even know if Gunshow will ever come back. It feels kind of like he has to. He's been built up pretty heavily in this fight. But at least for this one, he's going to be a pretty heavy-duty threat, and it's going to take the entire team to pull him down. And he's going to start things off. The whole deal with Gunshow is he has flexing powers. So, so if he does different flexes, he gets different effects. So he's going to start things off with a big, like, Hogan double, I don't know, bicep flex kind of thing. You know, the big, flex forward, getting his shoulders into it. And that gives him, like, an area of effect kind of blast. And we're gonna, oh man, did I ever go heavy on the rendering on this? This gets kind of ridiculous, which I mean, it was totally on purpose because I really wanted to get a whole bunch of veins going on Gunshow here. I think I'm about to get into it pretty quick. Look at all the stretchies we're getting in his neck. That was absolutely necessary. Yeah, here we go. And I am looking for reference to see, like, what kind of veins are in an arm, and like adding a bunch here and there. But this arm, at least, like the bicep, the shoulder, the tricep, all of that, I really like how that turned out. I don't think I was quite able to match that on the other arm, but no, that was really nice. And the hatching is kind of necessary to really make all that stand out. Although, I mean, you can just do it with ink instead, if you don't go overboard with the hatching on the muscles. Just do a line for a vein, that kind of thing. But the overdone hatching on the muscles also gives the effect of, like with a bodybuilder, when they like oil themselves up and they get like super dark, which is creepy as fuck. And yeah, get all the striation going on in the pecs. Man, just really going overboard with this, like doing like the flexiest pose you can possibly do, I think. Certainly that I've ever done. And yeah, this thing, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. And even getting his face being a different tone from his body. It's completely in theme for the bodybuilder thing. Yeah, this is yeah, don't mind how the tendons on that forearm looked and everything. His hair's ridiculous. I mean, I say that like the rest of him isn't ridiculous. These hands look pretty good. Even got to get some veins going on the hands. Why not, right? Yeah, this is all pretty good stuff. Got to put some, like, costume details in there so it doesn't look like he's just flat out naked, because he has a tendency to do that. I really didn't put a whole bunch of thought into his costume. I just kind of threw on a few things, not realizing that, considering how much rendering it's going to be on him, generally speaking, he does often look like he's just flat out naked. Yeah, so these veins here, I didn't think were quite as good. Not quite as thin. Maybe that's what the difference is. It feels like it. The other veins here, like around his shoulders, over his pecs, again, I'm trying to look for reference and then kind of just elaborating on that. And I think the effect is pretty good. These do feel like the craziest veins in a superhero comic since Platt. I mean, like, since early Platt. He didn't do that shit later on. We just did the Soul Saga review. And, it's very good from a technical standpoint. It's like, oh yes, you're doing a very good job with backgrounds. There's so much detail. Look at all the proportion on these guys. These shadows are very impressive. The thing is, lots of other people do those things. That's not what you go to Platt for. You go to Platt because he is the most intense. And when he stops being intense, he becomes just another guy who draws very well. So, yeah. Nobody really wants that, I don't think. Although, that view is, or that video is fast becoming one of my most viewed videos. Surprisingly, I'm not entirely sure why. So maybe people do just want more Platt, and they don't care particularly what he's drawing. So yeah, get the Simonson lines and all of the whited out circles coming out for like I don't know, like just intensity of the shockwave. So naturally, that had to be the first panel I drew, and it really set the tone for the rest of it here. I think I pretty much nailed that. This shot here of Gun Show, it's a pretty easy shot. I decided to make it a bit tougher, a bit more intense by doing some lighting from below, which a few people seem to really like. So that was nice. I wasn't really thinking too much about it because, again, this any kind of straight-on shot is one I've done 1,000 times. If I'm at work and I'm on the phone, I'm probably drawing a shot pretty similar to this. But yeah, no, they all seem to like it. So it's like, okay, looks like we're going in the right direction. This panel here was, if you checked earlier, this is a different angle previously. It was like a straight-on back shot. But I decided to go for something a bit more ambitious with more of a low angle off to the side. And the idea here is that he's powering up, and when he powers up, that's when the veins come out. Because we haven't seen him get super vascular up until now. He's been in mostly relaxed form, dehydrated though he may be. And yeah, I think here I'm more doing the just not hyper rendering and whiting out. There is some rendering going on, but yeah, just drawing the veins regularly with ink, which does feel like a better lead up than how it previously looked. And lighting him from below and everything doesn't make any kind of sense. Why would he be lit from below? But it does look nice and intense, which is cool. And then the shockwave hitting Hawkstab in the final panel here. You'll have to take my word for it because I didn't realize I was drawing off camera. There we go. That's the shockwave with a big old, what is that, foom? I think so. I think I do actually get a template. Yeah, I do actually get a template out for that. It is a foom. Good to know. All right. I got to remember to use templates more often with my lettering. I tend to just kind of wing it. Like at this point, I'm just using the brush pen on the letters themselves. But like to get the basic shape down, yeah, you got to do. I think it's best to stick with the templates, and then do some rendering on the letters, and then some extra vascularity on the letters. Oh, that's so gross. And now, I mean, we're pretty much done. This is just a small panel of Hawkstab trying to, be commanding and not realizing what exactly he's in the face of. We all know, though, because I drew all that stuff first. But, this is all like, hey, you listen here, mister. Or, I don't know, giving out threats. There's a script to this somewhere. Well, I mean, I know where the script is. And started inking before I drew the blades. Got to get that hair swoop in there. Always. Yep. Got to ink completely before I remember to get the blades in. Always trying new treatments for the obliques here as well. See, there's the blades. Because I'm never happy with how the obliques look. That head is too big. Ah, well. It doesn't matter. The rest of this page is so fucking cool. Like, I'd have to seriously fuck up Hawkstab here to be displeased with this. And even then, it's a tiny panel. I just redraw it. This is fine. And I think we should be just about done, really. Yeah. Last finishing touches. All right. So that is page 7 of Blood Force number 4. That thing's fucking insane. And I like it. And we're going to try and keep building off of that. I don't know if we reach this kind of intensity. I think we kind of do. Like page, I want to say 14. This is just number 7. Page 14 got pretty intense. I think from here we get into some Clerg pages, which eases things down a bit. I'm doing this book largely out of order, mostly because I scripted one big Clerg scene in the middle of everything that ended up being like 4 or 5 pages of just sitting in the command center with the Clerg while they, I don't know, discuss strategy. They discuss what's going on in the ship, that sort of thing. And I realized I'm going to have to break this up over the course of the book, I think, at least into 2 scenes. And, like bookend them with, shuttle them in between snippets of the fight. Also, there's supposed to be a couple of more Popo pages floating around where he's just kind of moving around the Clerg ship and kind of acting like the alien out of Alien. The Xenomorph. There you go. I need at least one more, I think. I have 2 so far. One of them I'm not even super happy with. I could consider redoing that, but yeah, maybe I might actually, considering like the last few pages of the gun show fight they've been with a different kind of mindset, it feels like, where the intensity is just through the roof. And it would be a different kind of intensity though for creeping around the Clerg ship. That's more like moody intensity, which fits Popo fine. Anyway, that's going to do it for page 7, Blood Force issue 4. Let me know what you thought. I like this page quite a bit. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when the next one's coming out. Go over and subscribe on my Patreon. Gives you early access to gives you early access to everything I do, from the Blood Force pages to the YouTube channel. No, fuck's sake. From the Blood Force stuff to the YouTube videos before they get uploaded to YouTube, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me there for commissions, and you can join the Blood Force Discord server. Can you tell it's 1:30 in the morning, the night before this is supposed to go up? Probably not, right? Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.